So we have a figure comprised of a square and a triangle. We know the height, the total height of together is 32 inches because it tells us that right here, 32 inches. And we know the total area of the figure is 322 inches squared. Again, we know that because it tells us. Okay? Now, how tall is the square? X. And how tall is the triangle? Y. So if we have x plus y, what should that equal? 32. Okay? Any questions about that? Any questions where that came from or anything of that sort? So what else do we have to do? What else does it tell us? It tells us the total area, right? How do we find the area of the square? X squared. And how do we find the area of the triangle? X times y divided by 2. Can we say 1/2 times x times y? Is that okay? So 1/2 x times y. And what does that equal? Okay. You've used up your quota of answers today. Now you need to not answer anymore. The area of a square of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 the base of the triangle, which is x, times the height of the triangle, which is y. Okay? So now what do I do with these two? What do I do with these two equations? Can we set them equal to each other? Okay, so I've heard set them equal to each other. I've heard solve them. I've heard set them equal. Substitution. What should we do? Going to substitute? If we're going to substitute, we have to solve one of our equations for one of its variables. Which variable do you want to choose? The top y or the bottom y? Top y? If I choose the top y, what I end up with is subtracting x from both sides. I get y equals 32 minus x. Yes? God bless you. So what do I do with that information? So right there, right? So I say x squared plus 1/2 x times 32 minus x equals 322. Now what? Do I get it to 0 first? Can I combine like terms yet? Not until I distribute, right? Here and here. So I have x squared plus 16x minus 1/2 x squared. Now I can combine like terms. What is x squared minus 1/2 x squared? What? Guys, what's 1 minus 1/2? So 1/2 x squared plus 16x. Can I do this at the same time? So now what? Say it again. Quadratic formula. Is everybody okay with using quadratic formula? What's our other choice? To factor. Okay, but quadratic formula is okay with you guys? Alright, so A is 1/2, B is 16, and C is negative 322. x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. God bless you. Well, this is nice because what's 2 times a half? 1. So do we have a denominator anymore? Not really, right? So we have negative 16 plus or minus the square root of 16 squared. Oh, why does your calculator do this to you all the time? It's just annoying. I'm sorry. Okay, somebody tell me what 16 squared is. 256. What's 4 times a half times negative 322? So 256 plus 644? Anybody know the square root of 900? 30? So we have negative 16. I think somebody just got a text message. Negative 16 plus or minus 30. What is negative 16 plus 30? Anyone? It's 14. What's negative 16 minus 30? Negative 46. So all of that solved was x, right? So x equals 14 and x equals negative 46. So what was I doing with that? I'm solving for the size of the square, right? God bless you. So what? Why do I care? I'm trying to get y by itself? I did, right there. Plug both of them in for x? Okay, we'll do both of them, that's fine. Y equals 32 minus 14. Why not? Why is it going to be a negative number? I'm trying to find the width of the square, right? Can you have a square width of negative 46? So do you have to do both of them? No. What is 32 minus 14? 18. So when x is 14, y is 18. So earlier periods has a problem with this, and I have to agree with them. What's our other solution? We don't have one, do we? Because negative 46, we've decided we can't have the length of a square be negative 46 anythings. Okay? Why do I think there's another solution? Doesn't it imply that there's another solution? How many solutions are there? Just one. We did all of our work correctly. We found 2 x values, but only one of them really could be possible. We only have one solution. I know this says solutions, plural. We only got one answer. That has to be okay with you. Fair enough? You okay with this so far? So tell me about this shape. Tell me in the context of the problem what this answer means. So the length of the side of the square is 14 inches, right? And the height of the triangle is 18. Now, a second ago, somebody said, well, can't we switch them? You know, like yesterday, some of the problems we did, it was like 1418 and then 1814 also. Can we switch this one? How can you shake your head no so confidently? Okay, guys, think about this. If the square was 18 by 18, what is 18 squared? What's 18 times 18? 324. What's the area of the total figure? 322. So before I've even added the triangle, I'm already 2 inches squared too big. Right? My answer is, so can they be switched? No. This is my only solution right here. Questions? Please mark number 9 as an extra credit problem. And let's look at number 10. A rectangular prism has a height of 5 units and a base with dimensions x and y. So write and simplify an expression in terms of x and y for the total surface area of the prism. Do you guys know the formula for surface area of a prism? Can I be honest with you? I don't. I know the definition of of surface area, and I can figure it out every time. I don't have a whole bunch of formulas memorized in my brain. Right? There's not enough room for all that. I know that this side right here, I can find the area of that side, can't I? What is the area of that side? 5x. How many sides are there that are the same size as this side? 2. I also know, or can find, the area of that side. What's the area of that side? XY. And how many sides are there that are that size? 2. I also have that side. And I know that there are 2 of them. And I know that its area is 5y. Absolutely. So if I was going to simplify that, I would get 10x plus 2xy plus 10y. Right? That's the surface area of that prism. So let's suppose that the total surface area of the prism is 278. Can you give me an equation that tells me about surface area? (10x) plus 2xy plus 10y equals 278. It also tells me at the same time the prism's volume is 240 cubic units. How do you find volume? For the record, I do have this formula memorized because it's too easy. How do you find volume of a prism? Length times width times height, right? So 5 times x times y equals 240. Write a systems of equations. Done. Solve the system using a method of your choice. How would you like to choose to solve this system? What are your choices? You could do substitution. You could do graphing. Do you have any other choices? Probably, but you guys seem to like those two the most. Okay, so how do you want to solve this? Substitution. Okay, if we're going to solve it using substitution, I've got to figure out which variable to solve for. Can I solve for this x? Nope. Can I solve for this x? Nope. Can I solve for this y? No. Can I solve for this y? Can I solve for this x? Can I solve for this y? Yes, on both of these, correct? So which one do you want to solve for? The y? Usually you guys choose to solve for the y because that's what you're most used to. That's okay. Y equals 48 over x. So what do I do with that information? Anywhere in the other equation, I substitute that value in, don't I? 10x plus 2x times y, but I know that y is 48 over x, plus 10y, except I know y is 48 over x, equals 278. So 10x plus 96. Why is it just 96 and not 96x? That's really 2x over 1, right? So don't I multiply straight across here and straight across here? When I do that, I get 96x over x. What happens to the x's? They simplify to 1, right? They cancel? Okay? So what about what happens here then if we're using the same kind of logic? 480 over x equals 278, excuse me. Now what? How do I get the x out of the denominator? What if I multiplied every term by x? Would that do it? So let's multiply every term by x. 10x squared plus 96x plus 480 equals 278x. Now what? Very good. Subtract 278 from both sides. What is 96 minus 278? Good. Negative 182. So now what are my choices? Thank you very much. Yes, there would. I just missed it. Appreciate it. What are my choices at this point? Good. I can factor or use quadratic formula. Which one would you like to do? Does anyone have a choice? You want to use quadratic formula? Okay. A is 10, B is negative 182, and C is 480. X equals negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. So I have 182 squared minus 4 times 10 times, is that a negative 480? No, positive 480. And that gives me 13,924. And we all of course, know that the square root of 13,924 is 118. Right? Of course you did. So now we have 182 plus 118 divided by 20. And that's 15. Excuse me. And then we have 182 minus 118 divided by 20. And that's 3.2. So in my solutions box, how many solutions am I going to have this time? How do you know we're going to have 2? Last time we only had 1. We could cross out 1. These are both positive, aren't they? So they're both possible solutions. So I have an x of 15 or an x of 3.2. So how do I find the y values? Here? Right? So what is 48 divided by 15? 3.2. What is 48 divided by 3.2? Oh, good, 15. So in the context of the problem, tell me what these two things mean. We have a prism that has a height of 5 units. What is happening with its base? One side is 15. The other side is 3.2. Very good. Okay? Do you have any questions? Okay. You have 11 and 12 to do tonight. 11 and 12. Okay? Did I tell you what to do about 9? Extra credit. So when you come in tomorrow, I will be checking problems 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 11 and 12. Remember that 7 is extra credit and 9 is extra credit. Fair enough? Ask me questions if you need to. Kingston out.